Well, we've got a little bit of time in hand before our next race here at Downpatrick. We are going to use that time by looking ahead to one of the big races coming away on Racing TV on Sunday. That is the JT McNamara Ladbrokes Munster National, the feature event worth €80,000 at Limerick. Comes up at 3:55 on Sunday afternoon. And as ever, it looks an ultra competitive affair on paper with a lot of the big connections represented. One horse who was much spoken about in the run-up to the recent Guinness Kerry National, but in the end didn't get the chance to take part, was John Ryan's Fairy Hill Run. You might recall that John was very, very upset that his mare didn't get a place in the lineup. She was first reserve that day, and he was almost pleading with connections of one or two of the other runners to perhaps take one of theirs out and allow her into the lineup. It didn't happen in the end, but she gets the chance to go in search of compensation at Limerick on Sunday, and in doing so she is returning to a track she has tasted success at in the past, Fairy Hill Run. She's been on a real roll throughout the summer months. Her most recent success came at Kilbeggan back in August time, where she ran out a very comfortable winner from Not Available in Filon du Derry. We can have a look back at that performance now. And she won in devastating fashion. I was there myself on that occasion at Tipperary over hurdles back in July as well. And as I say, in between those two victories, she went to Limerick and dished out a 14-length beating to Our Friend. She went up to a mark of 137 after this Kilbeggan success, which in most recent years would have guaranteed her a run in the Guinness Kerry National. But unfortunately for her connections on this occasion, it meant that she was just left on the outside looking in. And as I say, didn't manage to get a run. This would be nice compensation for her on Sunday, but it's a competitive race once again. Maybe a slightly weaker contest than the Guinness Kerry National, but at the same time it's going to take a bit of winning. That said, she goes there in great heart, and obviously one you'd have to give a serious chance to on Sunday. Weights are headed by Chatham Street Lad, who, as we all know at this stage, had a tremendous time of things last season for trainer Michael Winters, and owner Vivian Healy had that memorable win in a valuable handicap chase at Cheltenham just before Christmas. Ran very well at the festival too, and fourth behind Chantry House in the novice chase on the Thursday afternoon. Obviously, the fall of Envoyalin changed the complexion of that race completely, but he turned out quite quickly after that at Limerick and ran out a very, very comfortable winner of a graded novice chase. We can have a look back at that performance now and see Chatham Street Lad coming home a long way clear of Defi Bleu in testing conditions. Defi Bleu trained at that stage by Denise Foster, previously with Gordon Elliott, but Chatham Street Lad showed no ill effects whatsoever from his Cheltenham exertions. This was only, I think, around about 10-11 days later, and he made light of the quick return to the fray to, as I say, run out a very comfortable winner of that Grade 3 Hugh McMahon Memorial Novice Chase. He was due to make his return to the fray in the Guinness Kerry National at Listowel, but the ground wasn't soft enough for him on that occasion, in the opinion of Mick Winters, so he's been kept on ice for a little bit longer, and now he returns on Sunday. There'll be no fear about the ground for him at Limerick, I can tell you that much. It's soft as I speak, and there might well be a bit more rain to come in the hours leading up to the race. So while he is top weight, he is the class act of the race. We know he's effective at the track, and he looks sure to have a big say. Interesting, the connections have opted not to claim off him either. They obviously feel he can be competitive without reducing his burden. Dara O'Keefe will once again be in the plate. Fascinating contender for me is Willie Mullins on the ropes. Willie's got a fine recent record in this race. Not too many, to be honest, big staying handicap chases that he doesn't have a good recent record in, but on the ropes adds some real spice to this contest. This is a horse who we haven't seen for the best part of a year, but his most recent run, I think you'll agree, reads pretty well. On that occasion, he was second behind his now sadly sidelined stable companion Monkfish in a beginner's chase, beaten just 4 lengths on that occasion. Monkfish, as we know, went on to carry all before him last season before losing on his final start of the campaign behind stablemate Colreevy. But if on the ropes can turn up in the same sort of form as he was at Fairyhouse this day, surely off a mark of 141, he's going to have a major, major say in the outcome of Sunday's race. He does lack handicap experience compared to a few of his rivals. That would be a bit of a concern. He was, I believe, on target for the Paddy Power chase at Leopardstown last Christmas before whatever happened, and he ended up having to miss that gig. But he's a smart enough horse on his day. He is lightly raced as well. This will be just the 9th career start for On the Ropes under rules on Sunday. Sean O'Keefe takes the ride. and it'll be fascinating to see how he holds up in the market. Willie Mullins also represented in the race by Sapphire Lady down at the foot of the weights. Danny Mullins is in the plate on that one. But of the two of them, I think perhaps the more interesting as far as Sunday's race is concerned is On the Ropes. And as I say, the betting should give us a good guide as to what's expected from him. Plenty of others you can make a case for as well. Cavalry Master's been in tremendous form of late. He's been on the go through the summer and he's bidding for a 5-timer on Sunday, but this will be certainly his stiffest examination for some time. Mike O'Connor has been amongst the winners here today at Downpatrick, takes the ride on him. And another one I would put very much on a short list is Mr. Fog Patches, who ran so well in the Scottish National at Ayr back in the spring and was involved in a pretty dramatic race at Listowel on his return to the fray. On that occasion, he ended up finishing 4th under Richie Deegan in a race that was won by Ishka Baha. You might recall, though, that 2 horses exited at the last that day. In the end, though, Mr. Fog Patches was only beaten 2.5 lengths, and I think it will have served as a lovely pipe opener for him as far as Sunday's race is concerned. So he's definitely one to have on the short list as well. But it should be an excellent race. It usually is. We've got 16 runners going to post, and Gordon Elliott, who won the race last year with aforementioned, also represented this time around. Make sure you don't miss it then. That's the JT McNamara Ladbrokes Munster National 355 Limerick on Sunday, live here on Racing TV.